Okay, the Matrix, part 2. Please watch the prior segment if you haven't done so to get a context of what I'm talking about. So, industrialization beginning in the late 1700s created a demand for new markets and increased raw materials. Both demands spurred accelerated expansion of empire. Wealthy investors amassed fortunes by setting up large-scale industrial and trading operations, leading to the emergence of an influential capitalist elite. Like any other elite, capitalists used their wealth and influence to further their own interests however they could. And the interests of capitalism always come down to economic growth. Investors must reap more than they sow, or the whole system comes to a crashing halt. Thus, capitalism, industrialization, nationalism, warfare, imperialism, and the Matrix co-evolved. Industrialized weapon production provided the muscle of modern warfare, and capitalism provided the appetite to use that muscle. Government leaders pursued the policies necessary to expand empire while creating a rhetorical matrix around nationalism to justify those policies. Capitalist growth depended on empire, which in turn depended on a strong and stable core nation to defend it. National interests and capitalist interests were inextricably linked, or it seemed so for more than 2 centuries. 1945 will be remembered as the year of World War II when it ended and the bond of the atomic nucleus was broken. But 1945 also marked another momentous fission breaking of the bond between national and capitalist interests. After every previous war, and in many cases even after severe devastation, European nations had always picked themselves up and resumed their competition over empire. But after World War II, Paz Americana was established. The U.S. began to manage all Western peripheries on behalf of capitalism generally, while preventing the communist powers from interfering in the game. Capitalist powers no longer needed to fight over investment rounds, and competitive imperialism was replaced by collective imperialism. You can study that on your own. Opportunities for capital growth were no longer linked to the military powers of any single nation, apart from the power of America, of course. And in his Killing Hope, U.S. military and CIA interventions since World War II, an author named William Blum, and I suggest you look him up as well, chronicles hundreds of significant covert and overt operations showing exactly how the U.S. carried out its imperial management role. In the post-war years, Matrix reality diverged even further from actual reality. In the post-war Matrix, imperialism had been abandoned and the world was being democratized. In the real world, imperialism has become organized and more efficient. In the Matrix world, the U.S. restored order. or came to the assistance of nations that were being undermined by the Soviet influence. In the real world, the periphery was being systematically suppressed and exploited. In the matrix world, the benefit was going to the periphery in the form of countless aid programs, of course, and in the real world, immense wealth was being extracted from that very periphery. Growing glitches in the matrix weren't noticed by most people in the West because the post-war years brought unprecedented levels of Western prosperity and social progress. The rhetoric claimed progress would come to all, and Westerners could see it being implemented and realized some of that in their own towns and cities. So the West became the collective core of a global empire, and exploitative development led to prosperity for Western populations, while generating immense riches for corporations, banks, and wealthy capital investors, while trashing the rest of the globe. Moving on.